this is a tough pill to swallow for all of us right now. As a really disappointed locker room. I hurt for them. This is 3 years in a row where we've had a situation where 2 years in a row where you're the number one seed and you lose home playoff games. And obviously I didn't do enough to get our team prepared to win a football game. And certainly when we only scored 10 points offensively, I put that all on myself. I got to be better than that. We had plenty of opportunities to kind of put that game away. I thought our defense battled their ass off. I thought they competed at the highest level. We had a ton of special teams miscues, but ultimately, give San Francisco a ton of credit. They came ready to play. They came ready to battle. We knew it would be 4 quarters and went right down to the wire there. So, like I said, I hurt for these guys more so than anybody because they put their bodies on the line. They come to work each and every day with a positive attitude, do everything in the best interest of the football team. And when you come up short, it's extremely disappointing. So I don't know. I don't have a lot more than that to say.
Question will come from Ryan Wood. Go ahead, Ryan.
Matt, what was your vantage point of the block punt and just obviously the significance that it had in this game?
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that was the difference in the game. But I think there was more than just that play. I don't know exactly what happened. I'll have to go back and take a look at the tape. But, we had 2 blocks in this game, and that obviously it was played a big part in us coming up short.
Mark Daniels.
Matt, the first series looked crisp and clean. Just what bogged down with the offense from there on?
Obviously, I didn't do a good enough job putting our guys in position to make plays, and that's about it.
Matt Schneidman.
Matt, it looked like you guys had 10 guys on the field for that final field goal attempt. How does that happen in that moment?
Yeah, that can't happen. It's unacceptable. Again, that's on me.
MK Burgess.
Matt, what did the team talk about at the end of this game?
They didn't really say much. I kind of addressed the team similar to how I talked to you guys and just told them that I appreciate and love everybody in that locker room, just not only as football players, but as men, what they represent, how they embody the team first mentality, how they come to work each and every day and put everything they got into this thing. And that's why it hurts so bad, because, there's a finality to this thing. And I don't think anybody envisioned it going the way it finished for us.
Rob Domofsky. Rob Domofsky.
You got me?
I got you, Rob.
Sorry about that. Did Aaron play well enough for you guys to win today?
Yeah, I think Aaron did, everything he could. He was under a lot of duress. I think it's more to do with I didn't put our guys in position to make enough plays. And I take that very personally. I'm going to do everything in my power to improve upon that, because scoring 10 points is not going to get it done.
Tom Silverstein.
And Matt, how did you get through with Lazard getting 1 target, DeGuara getting 1 target, Cobb getting 1 target? It was 21 between Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. I'm sure you wanted it to be more diverse than that. How do you think it wound up being like that?
I got to go back and look at the tape and I'll be able to answer that question for you better, Tom. Certainly, I think the majority of our pass concepts do run through Devontae, and that's been the case all season long. And you know, we obviously didn't do a good enough job of having either the right concepts called or whatever it is. But you know, I got to go back and look at the tape.
Jason Wilde.
Hey, Matt, what was your thought process going the direction you did on the offensive line? And did you have a pretty good idea throughout the week that David wasn't going to be able to go?
Well, David practiced on Thursday, or a Thursday practice, which was, I guess, Wednesday. So we were going to try to allow him to have the entire time to prove whether or not he could go. And it came to a head this morning, and, you know, decided it was probably best if he didn't play. And, you know, we're always trying to put the best 5 out there that we think can get the job done to win a football game. And, you know, I understand that it's just part of it when you don't get the results that you want, that everything's going to be second guessed. And should we have played other guys? Maybe. I don't know. Obviously, like I said, when the results don't go the way you want them to go, then you're subject to criticism. And that's just the way life is.
Do you second guess that yourself or no?
No, I think our coaches do a great job of and having a pretty good handle on what we want to get done, and who gives us the best opportunity. I think when you look at the way Dennis has played this season, he did a damn good job each and every week. I know Aaron felt really comfortable with him. And I think Billy, just what he brings to our team, is a guy that we definitely wanted out there. And I think Yash, and I know he didn't play or whatever, has done an outstanding job
Aaron, you ready?
when given the opportunity to play this year. And these are tough decisions that you have to make. You know, luckily we fought through a lot of adversity up front and lost some obviously some very key players when you're talking about losing Elton Jenkins, and then David's out the majority of the season. But it speaks to the job that Goody's done and his staff, and of bringing in a lot of great players here to allow us to still function at a pretty high level, even though we didn't get it done tonight.
Ryan Wood.
As a whole, on the special teams, it seemed like it obviously had a big impact tonight, and it seemed like so long as it wasn't righted this season, that was always a possibility. Why could you never get the special teams right? And how disappointing is it that, given that it's been a season-long problem, it never did correct itself?
Yeah, it's extremely disappointing, especially when you look at what happened tonight. Again, these are things I got to do a better job, obviously, and be more involved to make sure that those types of things don't happen, that we're putting these guys in the right position, that we're coaching them the right way. And I mean, ultimately, it all falls on me.
Dan Graziano.
I'm wondering what, if any, effect you think the ending of this season has on your chances of having Aaron Rodgers back next year?
You know, I don't know, Dan. Certainly we want him back here. I think we'd be crazy not to want him back here. He's going to be the 2-time MVP. I mean, this guy does so much for a football team. Not only what you guys see on Sundays or every game day, but what he does in that locker room, how he leads. You know, I know what he puts into this thing. And certainly I'm extremely disappointed in that we couldn't get over the hump for not only him, but for everybody in that locker room.
We're going to do a couple more. Sam Fortier.
Matt, earlier you said there was a sense of finality to this. I wonder if you meant specifically this season or something bigger picture.
Well, certainly the season. But just like every year in the National Football League, there's going to be guys that, for whatever reason, there's always influx of guys, of new guys coming in and out, and yeah, that's what hurts the most is you develop relationships with these guys, and you have a huge care for them, not only as football players but as people, and just I can't tell you how much these guys do for each other, for the coaches, for everybody involved in this thing. Just the way they come to work each and every day and compete to the best of their ability. And it's just really tough right now to even kind of come up with the words that, do justice to the situation. Tom, you got one?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Matt, can you kind of summarize what San Francisco did so well in shutting you guys down offensively?
Well, certainly, we probably were a little too pass heavy, and they took advantage of that. They got a great pass rush, obviously, and they were able to hit home too many times. I think at the end of the game, we might have pressed a little bit too much, and that's my fault. Certainly getting behind the sticks and having a 1st and 15, and a 2nd and long, you feel like you want to give your best player the opportunity to go potentially win the game, and it just didn't work out.
That's all, Coach. Thank you.
All right, guys, have a great night.
We doing?
Media, we have Kenny Clark with us. So if you have a question for Kenny, please raise your hand and we'll get started. Thank you. First up, Ryan Wood.
Kenny is about as dominant of a defensive performance as you could ask for on the night. How disappointing is it to not just be able to come up with one more stop at the end?
Man, it's extremely disappointing. We didn't put a lot of work into this season, man, and for us to lose, it's just I don't know the words for it. It's just a bad feeling, man.
I'll ask another one if no one else does. What was the feeling at the end to see the field goal go through and to know that you don't have next week, and just from an emotional standpoint to be on the sideline and watch that?
I mean, it's just a bad feeling. I mean, the worst feeling in the world. I mean, like I said, we put in so much work during the season, and really think we we played our hearts out. Play with great effort, and for it to end like that, it was one of the worst feelings in the world. I mean,
Mark Daniels.
Hey, Kenny, you guys got off to a great start, no first downs, no yards first quarter. Just what was the emphasis on the plan going in, and then how you thought you carried it out tonight?
I think we executed pretty good. Of course, some mistakes was made, but for the most part, I thought we played really well, and our game plan was to stop the run and get them in 3rd and long situations, and when we do that, we felt like they couldn't block our front, and we got a lot of sacks, a lot of pressures, and turnovers. So that was the game plan.
Ryan Wood.
Kenny, I know you don't play special teams, but given the nature of these Zooms, a player like you sometimes gets a question like this. How frustrating is it to have the type of performance you have on defense and to know that special teams has been a problem all year and it was a problem again tonight? Just as a leader of this team, does that kind of defensively, does it put more pressure on you guys knowing what you're dealing with on that unit?
I mean, it's a team game. We all go hand in hand. offense, defense, special teams. So, we could have did a lot of things to put ourselves in a better situation. We could have had a better 2-minute. So I'm not going to put, stuff on on a group or on special teams or whatever. We gotta all play, better as a team. So, yeah.
Wes?
Hey, Kenny, do you have me okay?
Yep.
Hey, thank you for doing this. I know this is never easy after especially loss like this, but I just want to ask you quickly about Rashawn. What did you think he gave you guys tonight? And not only just with the sacks, but also, kind of setting the edge, and just how did you see him come on this season to be able to make the impact he did in your defense?
Man, got a ton of respect for RG, man. He's been playing great all year and improving, and he's definitely developing to a leader on our team. It's just great to watch him, set goals, just watching him, since his rookie year, and all the work that he's been putting in. He was very raw when he first came into the league, and all the work that he has put in to this point, and for it to be, getting shown out on the field, I'm so happy for him and how he performed. It's a guy that we depend on, a guy that we love in the locker room, and just happy for all his success.
Adriana Torres.
Yeah, I know this must be tough. LaFleur said he talked to you guys in the locker room. What was his message to you? And then how would you describe how the guys are handling this right now?
Everybody's, pretty emotional. Nobody expected this. Nobody had plans on us losing. I mean, this was, it's mind blowing to all of us. So, everybody's pretty much, lost for words. But he continued to preach like, we a family, and we got to stick together and all that. But everybody, coaches, everybody, we all emotional about this. I mean, we didn't see this coming.
Silverstein.
Kenny, I know, going home is the worst part, but is another part where you're so curious to see where the defense could go after this performance, what you would have been by the end of the year if you could keep going? And do you feel like there's still, a chance to keep building on it next year?
Yeah, 100%. I think we got, a lot of players, coming back, and a lot of good, building blocks. A lot of young guys that's building and growing into leaders on this team, and are already leaders. We definitely, as a defense, got a lot of stuff to look forward to, just based off of our talent, the young guys that we got that's coming up, and the guys that Eric Stokes played really well this year. Jair and RG, myself, Savage. We got a lot of guys that's young and growing into leaders. So excited about it.
Mark Daniel.
Yeah, hey, Ken, I mean, 3 years in a row, though, I mean, it takes so long for this disappointment to subside. How hard is it to pick it up and try and start it over again? But you guys have been able to do it for the last 2 years to get to the number 1 seed. But this has got to be getting really difficult to try and keep that going one more time.
Yeah, I mean, every year is going to be hard. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be tough. But, if you're a competitor, if you love this game, if you love to compete, like, I mean, it shouldn't be no question about, coming back and going back to work. I mean, we competitors, we love to win. And, when we don't win, it sucks. And, for me, I'm speaking on myself, for me personally, it's not like hard to go in the off season like, man, we just got bounced out in this divisional round. And, it's hard to like put in the work for next year. Next year it'll be next year. We take each and every game day by day. So it's not going to be tough. And I'm speaking on myself. It's not going to be tough to get up and get going, because, next year it'll be another year.
What we got for you. Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up?
Questions for Adrian, please? Questions? Adriana Torres, go ahead.
What did Matt LaFleur say to you guys in the locker room, and what's the overall mood of the team right now? Obviously, I know it is difficult, but
It's disappointed. You know, one too many words. One too many words. A lot of us, you know, disappointed and shocked at how the game went. This was definitely not in our plans, and you know, what I'm saying I guess we just gotta soak this one in, and you know, all I know is get back to work.
Go ahead, Adriana.
the defense had a good performance today. When you talk about all three phases and how important that is it disappointing seeing the other two phases, or how do you go about feeling that way?
And at the end of the day, we lost. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can feel right now. You know, we went out there to execute, but you know, it didn't go as planned. You know, and I'm not a finger pointer at all. I look at me and I know me when I go, and whenever I turn this film on, whenever I turn this film on, I'm gonna look at myself and what plays, you know, I maybe possibly could have made or something like that. But that's what I'm big on. I'm big on looking at myself because I know I wasn't perfect.
Any other questions for Adrian? Go ahead, Adriana.
Rashawn Gary, his growth this season, and then even in this game, what can you say about him?
You know, he been a monster. You know, he plays with relentless effort. You know, every snap. You know, he come out to practice, and you know, he's passionate about what he do. So the sky's the limit for a guy like that, because he has the measurables and everything else. So when you can you know, when you add that motor to it, he's just gonna keep getting better and better.
I'll keep going. Knowing the season that you guys have had, you know, there was a lot of talk about the Last Dance, all of that, the drama with Rodgers, as well as losing tough games the last 3 years in the playoffs. Does that hurt more than just another playoff loss, knowing that it's been tough ones the last 3 years?
Man, they all hurt me, regardless what's going on around. Like, you know, we got out here to win, and somebody sending you home, you know what I'm saying? And that's just, that hurts in itself. I try to, ignore, the outside, because I can't control none of that. I can't control whether, this person does this or that. All I can control is me and being in present, being in the moment. And right now, this stings because, I just feel like we had the team to win it all. And I felt like that, the last couple of years. So, yeah, it hurts. It hurts when you can win. You know what I'm saying? It hurts when it's one or two plays that lost you the game. So, you know what I'm saying? It hurts a little bit more than that, than, maybe than just going out there and getting blown out and just being overmatched or something like that. But when you lose games because of, mistakes you made, or, when you feel like, you should have won, that stings.
Any other questions for Adrian?
I have another one, if that's all right.
Sure.
Just looking from a defensive perspective, analyzing just from what you were able to see in the game, what do you think was working so well from the 49ers defense that was able to stop the Packers offense?
Oh no, I didn't. I couldn't really. I didn't watch too much of how they was playing. On the sideline, we do more of going over what we need to be doing when we get back on the field. So I didn't see exactly what they were doing. I kind of know what kind of schemes they run and stuff like that. But I can't speak to really this game and until if maybe I would ever watch this game again.
Any other questions? All right, Adrian, appreciate your time.
I appreciate it.